Ka Sorkar jela ha kasni palai kala Kyntait ya ka jingdawa jong kaliang pyrshah ban mynjur dakarai ne resolution ban pyrshah ya ka Uniform Civil Court UCC halor ka nong rim baka Sorkar kandang wanra ya ka bil halor ka ni kebenta. Ya ka ne ka resolution ban pyrshah ya ka UCC lawan ra daw MLA ka mau hati uba Charles Marngar bat ya ka bala kershan ru daki dekhot kaliang pyrshah ka All India Trinamool Congress AITC bat ka Voice of the People Party VPP hapo ka ying dorbar thawan. Haba jubab ya kane umentri rangba ka jela ukon rat ke sangma ulaong baka Sorkar jela kaladon ya ka jingsno pyrshah halor ke jingtmu bat jimut jong ka UCC namar kalong pyrshah ya ka nong rim jong ka ri India ka badon ya bunjat ki kunhun bedriu bapher. Henry ulaong baka Sorkar kamla ban shumunjur ya ka ne ka resolution claim da bishar bnya shwa ya ki mat ki badon hapo ka ne ka UCC bill. Ukon ran ula ongru kamut batang namar baki wei ki jela kilale ka Meghalaya ru ka dei ban munjur ya ka resolution dei na kata ka daw ngidon kam ban pendon kam ya ka bor sotho kum taru dei tang ndang ila yo I ya ka UCC bill kum tangila ban yeng kum ka Sorkar ka jingkeli ka bami ka long hato ngila mo kum kinong thawan ban pyrshah ne munjur ya ka resolution klem da tibnya ya ki benta ki badon hapo jong ka UCC bill Syabar kaying dorbar ngila banyak keren halor kanong rim ka bangisno bakala banja. Henry kum kinong thawan menta ladangi dei ban pyrshah ya ka UCC kabaningkong kalong idon kam bandon hakmat jongi ya ka UCC bill ong Chief Minister ka jela. Shushu Chief Minister ula penti kenaru ba kaying dorbar kan yang ya teli kawei ban penpau pyrshah ya kino ki sinjam kentup ya ka parliament lada ka don ka jing pyrshang ban bu jingma ya ka jing itu ya ka hok bat ya ka culture jong ki jaj ben riu lum ka Meghalaya.
The Uniform Civil Code is something that is not acceptable to us because we are a diverse nation and in the diversity lies our strength, and hence the idea or the concept of a Uniform Civil Code is not acceptable to us, and that has been the stand that I have given as the Chief Minister of the state as well as the President of my political party. And hence, sir, let there be no doubt that when it comes to looking at the UCC and the possibility of it coming as a bill and then the possibility of it being passed, we as a state, as a government and as political parties, we are all very much against this concept or this idea of a UCC. But having said that, the question arises that can we as legislatures today specifically oppose or pass a resolution without knowing the content of the bill? Our stand outside the House can be on the ideas that we have. We can speak without any documentation. We can speak based on what we presume may happen. We can speak on the basis of what we think may happen, and it's not something that will be responsible because it's outside in the public domain. Of course, public will judge us, but it is not something that will be in the House. But as legislatures today, if we are to oppose a particular bill or oppose the UCC, the first thing we need to have in front of us is the UCC bill itself. Now, I don't know, maybe some of the members have seen the bill, but I have not seen the UCC bill. I have no idea what the UCC bill has. I don't even know whether it mentions that tribals will be protected or tribals will be exempted. I don't know. Or that the state of Meghalaya will be exempted, Northeast will be exempted, or it will only apply to a particular society. So therefore, without having the actual bill in front of us, as legislatures, and without going through the content of what the bill intends to do, it really will not be appropriate for us at this point in time to pass a resolution simply because we don't know or there is no bill, there is nothing that has been moved. Yes, there is a fear, no doubt. Yes, there are apprehensions. Yes, there are concerns And of course, if all the points that have been mentioned by the honorable members is going to be a part, which we have no idea whether it will or it will not. If it's going to be, then of course, the whole state and this whole house will stand united and ensure that we will pass the resolution. But as I said, outside the house, we are free to act and speak and give all our opinions based on what we think about this issue and come with our stand as political parties, as individuals, as political leaders, and give the statements in the press. But when it comes to actual passing of a resolution, specifics, which particular para, which particular which particular section of the bill, which particular concept of the bill, or which particular idea, as legislatures, at the end of the day, it is necessary for us to be able to go through that and come then pass a resolution based on what was going to be in the bill. Therefore, sir, we have debated about this. In fact, I would like to share that a large number of the MDA partners, our honorable member from Jirang and other members from different constituencies, we discussed about this in the MDA meeting just before the assembly session. And we discussed in detail for a long time on how we should proceed with this idea. And all of us have then come to the conclusion that yes, as a concept and as an idea, the UCC goes against the entire idea of India, which is the diversity. And yes, we oppose the overall idea of a UCC. But as legislatures, it is only when we see the draft of the bill, then only will we be able to take a stand on what are the aspects that are going to be there. Therefore, the question arises whether we are going to stand, are we going to be against the dilution of any kind of rights of the tribals? Yes, of course. If there is anything in the bill that is going to touch or dilute the cultural and the religious practices of the tribals and indigenous people of our region, this government, the MDA government, and I'm sure this entire house is going to oppose that particular move, sir. So therefore, let there be no doubt that we are completely united when it comes to any kind of move by anybody, including the parliament, when it comes to a point where there are laws that may be brought to dilute our rights and our principles and our culture or our practices. This house will stand united to oppose that. But till the point where we are not able to see what it is, whether in fact there is no bill that has been brought, forget the idea of passing it. A lot of members said that what if this is passed? My question is, what is passed? There's nothing. They say that, well, there will be, what if they're trying to dilute it? Well, I don't know whether we can just simply go ahead and on a presumption that these kind of things may happen, that we will just simply go ahead based on a concept or an idea without really looking into the bill. Sir, that would not be appropriate process for the House to follow. But as I said, if the bill, whenever and as and when it comes, which we don't have any idea about, this has just been talked in the media, in this come out, many questions have been asked to me, to many of our leaders. Until unless we don't see what's the copy of the bill, it will be very, very difficult for us to comment in that line. Therefore, sir, I would like to not take too much of time, but I would like to conclude here by just simply saying three things which I have already elaborated. The first, sir, is that as a concept and as an idea, the UCC goes against the entire idea of India, which is the diversity. And hence, as a concept, it is not something that any of us can agree to. Number two, if there is any proposal or any bill that is brought in to dilute the rights of the tribals or dilute the practices of the tribals and the indigenous people and the religious practices of our people, or the different kind of marriage and inheritance laws that is going to affect our state and our people, the government and the assembly, and I'm sure all the members of this house, will never agree to it. But the question is, the bill has not even been brought. There is no draft of it, there's no documentation of it, and the question of it coming in Parliament or Lok Sabha being introduced is completely ambiguous right now, and there is no such move. And hence, as and when that comes, that's the only time when we can actually comment on what's the bill going to be and how the stand of the government will be. So I also would like to update the House that the Law Commission has asked for the inputs of the state government, and we have already fixed a time where the cabinet will go through the suggestions that have been made. But I can share to all of you that it will be in line with what I've already mentioned to you, that if there is any move to dilute any of our practices, the government and the state will oppose that particular move, will be the stand. And therefore details of that are there, but I will refrain from going into all of it. It's quite lengthy, but that will be the crux of the suggestions that will go to the Law Commission. And therefore, sir, with these few words, as I said, I respect the concerns, I respect the sentiments of all the members, and let me assure you, I share the same sentiments. And therefore, let there be no doubt that we are all on the same page. But proper procedures and legislative procedures need to be followed for us to be able to move a resolution on a subject like these. The details of the entire resolution and the details of all the bills that will come up will be needed. Simply because, sir, as I said, if the bill tomorrow, I had been saying it on a lighter note. I don't mean to say it on a serious note, but I'm just presuming. Suppose I could presume that we write to the Law Commission and say that 33% reservation has been given to women, or is planned to be given to women in the House, and therefore we recommend that that the real empowerment of women can only come with also making India a matrilineal society tomorrow. And in a very, very low probability, the government of India, say for example, does accept that proposal of ours and says that yes, from tomorrow, whole of India is going to be a matrilineal country. I think we will not oppose that UCC. So therefore, it depends on what is going to be there in that content. I can presume it will be there, it will not be there, you can presume something else, but I guess we cannot move forward by going forward as a legislature to move in terms of what we presume may happen and pass a resolution on presumption that that was going to thing. But of course, outside the House, we have all expressed, and let me reiterate, that we are all united in opposition to any kind of dilution or any law that will come in to dilute the rights and the cultural practices of the indigenous people and of the people and different communities who reside in the state of Meghalaya.